Yo, what up, my batting family? We back with another video here at No Limit Bets for the NBA slate of February 6, 2023. We got a good slate tonight, y'all. We got 8 games going on, so I'm going to be bringing y'all my top 6 picks for the night's games. But before we get started, as always, I would like to say good morning to y'all, good afternoon, whatever time it may be that you're watching this video. Hope y'all having a good one, and hopefully we can make it a better day by winning some money. Because that's what it's all about here on this channel, is trying to flip the money. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's truly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 500 subscribers. So if we were able to win you guys some money by some of the picks we posted here, or if you just enjoy the content and want to show your love and support, hit that subscribe button, man. It's truly appreciated. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into today's videos, today's picks. But just to do a quick recap of yesterday's forgettable day, we were only able to go 1-4 out of our 6 picks, which is completely horrible. Obviously, it was a losing day, but we look to bounce back tonight. We're on to the next day, next play. But just to recap it real quick, RJ Barrett ended up not playing in this game. Not sure why. So he was scratched out last minute. And only Pal Bencaro was able to hit his over. We took his over on points and rebounds. It was at 27.5, I believe. He ended up with 32. But the ones that weren't able to hit, as I mentioned, RJ Barrett did not play. We also had Tyrese Halliburton, over 28.5 points and assists. He only ends up with 26. We also took Sabonis with over 12.5 rebounds. He only ends up with 11 rebounds. And also CJ, we took 5.5 assists. He only ends up with 4. Now, this game right here against the Pelicans and the Kings ended up being a complete blowout in the Pelicans' favor. So Sabonis only ends up playing 27 minutes. He didn't get not 1 minute in the fourth quarter. And also CJ only ends up playing 23 minutes. So obviously, due to the blowout, they weren't able to hit. They were very, very close. Possibly could have hit. We would never know. And then also we took Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points against the Pacers, and he only ends up with 19. He comes out the gate with a rough shooting. When I checked, I think it was second quarter with like 3 minutes left in the first half. He has 0 points, so he was like 0 for 5, 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. So he just had a rough shooting night. Obviously, he turned it up in the second half with 19 points. If we would have been somewhat decent in the first half, we definitely could have been able to hit this. But all in all, 1-4 day. Like I said, we look to bounce back tonight and get back to our winning ways here. So let's go ahead and start us off with our first pick. For our first pick, we're going to go to an assist prop, and we're going to go down to the late game, Portland against Milwaukee. And we're going to go ahead and take Jrue Holiday over 6.5 assists. Now, I know just looking at the last 5 games, he's only hit this 2 out of last 5, with one of them coming on the hook against the Pelicans. But against the Portland Trailblazers, he's hit this 4 out of the last 7 matchups, and the 3 that he did miss were right on the hook with 6. So recently he's had a good trend going assist-wise. But on the road against Portland, which is where the Bucks going to be tonight on the road, he's hit this in 3 straight at Portland. So he's had a good trend here recently, especially on the road against Portland. So I look for that trend to continue tonight. So we're going to go ahead and take his over 6.5 assists. For our second pick, we're going to go to rebounds and assist prop. And we're going to go to the Golden State Warriors and OKC game. And we're going to take Draymond Green over 15.5 rebounds and assists. Now, against OKC, he's hit this in 6 straight matchups against them. They did play earlier this year, pretty much a week ago on the 30th of January, and he ended up with 21 rebounds and assists. Now, I know that game was with Curry. Curry's obviously going to be out with that leg injury he suffered. But without Curry this season, Green is averaging right at the same line. He's averaging 15.5 rebounds and assists. So I like this prop for him to go over, especially if they start him at the center position, which they did a week ago. If they go with that small ball lineup, I definitely think Draymond should be able to get his rebounds, obviously, and then they still have Clay, they still have weapons out there with Poole and Andrew Wiggins, where he can definitely get his assists. So it's definitely going to be an up and down game. OKC doesn't play any D, so I expect a lot of shots, a very high scoring game. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and rock with that for our second pick. For our third pick, we're going to go to a points prop, and we're going to go down to the Houston and Kings game, and we're going to take Jalen Green over 21.5 points. Now, I know just looking at the last 5 games, he's only hit this one out of the last 5. He is coming off an injury. His first game back was their last game against OKC 2 days ago, where he only ends up scoring 12 points. But I just believe that was more due to rust, more than anything. He has to get that rust off and get his wind back, his conditioning back. So tonight against the Kings, I think it's a good spot for him to get it back going, as the Kings are not known to be a defensive team. They're just a fast-paced team. So the same with the Warriors and OKC. I think this game is going to be high scoring. Not a lot of defense being played, a lot of shot opportunities and points to be scored. So give me Jalen Green over 21.5. And also against the Kings, he's hit this in 4 straight matchups. And in 6 career games, he's averaging 24 points in those 6 career games against the Kings. So I think this line is just a little bit too low. So we're going to go ahead and hop on it and take the over on 21.5 points for Jalen Green for our third pick. For our fourth pick, we're going to stick to the points prop, and we're going to run it back, man. I know this might not be a popular pick, running it back on a back-to-back night, but we're going to run back Donovan Mitchell tonight on over his points. He's just been in a slump. I thought their last game yesterday against the Pacers, he'll come out of it. But obviously that didn't happen. I'm going to try him one more time. We're going to run him back tonight against Washington. Now, against Washington, they have him obviously at 24.5 points, but he's been good recently against Washington. He's hit this over 7 straight matchups against Washington. And in their earlier matchup this season, he ended up with 37 points. So like I said, we're gonna run it back. If he doesn't hit this go around, man, I'm gonna put a pause on Donovan Mitchell props for the foreseeable future. But I got trust in him, man. I mean, he's just too good of a scorer to not hop out of this slump he's in and get back to his scoring ways like he was, in the beginning of the season and throughout his whole career. So give me Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points for our fourth prop. For our fifth prop, we're going to go to a PRA prop, and we're going to go to the earlier game, and we're going to take Ivey over 23.5 PRAs. Now, he has been good the last 5 games, averaging 25.4 PRAs, hitting 3 out of the last 5 games. But they're going up against Boston. I know Boston is one of the top defensive teams in the league. They're a great defensive team. They faced them twice this year, or they've matched up twice, the Boston and Detroit. And in those 2 matchups, Ivey has pretty much crushed this line. Their first game at Boston, or the first matchup, should I say, at Boston, he ended up with 35 PRAs. And then the second one, which was at Detroit, he ended up with 33. So there seems to be something that Ivey knows or likes against Boston, to where he's able to get his numbers. And then also Marcus Smart, I believe, is still going to be out for this game, which is a plus for him. So give me Ivey over 23.5 points. I mean, he's had it rolling this season against Boston. Being a rookie is very impressive. So we're going to go ahead and rock with that for our fifth pick. And for our last pick, it might be a unpopular pick. It's going to be an under. We're going to go to the points, and we're going to go to the last game of the night. The best game, in my opinion, of the night. We're going to take Dame Lillard under 34.5 points. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and fade him tonight. I know he's been rolling here lately, putting up crazy numbers. As you guys can see, he has had 3 40-point games in the last 5 games, averaging 36.6. But I think tonight is going to be a different story, going up against the Bucks, obviously one of the top defensive teams in the league. I think obviously he's going to be matched up against Jrue Holiday, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. And just to throw a stat out there, in 17 career games against the Bucks, Dame has not hit this over. He has not hit 35 points or over. The closest he has come was 32 points last season against them. Yeah, I just don't see this being a good spot for Dame. I think there are other players, Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, if he's playing. I think they're going to, pick up the load scoring-wise. But I don't see Dame scoring 35 points. Yeah, maybe he'll get 30, low 30s, high 20s game. He's definitely going to get his. But we're going to go ahead and take the under on 35. I don't think he'll hit 35 against the Bucks. So that's going to be our only under of the day. And that's going to be our top 6 picks for the day. We're taking all overs except Dame Lillard. We're going to take his under on the 34.5 points. Now, as always, if you guys agree with any of these plays, do your own research. Just don't take my word for it. And also here at No Limit Bets, we like to go with the low risk, high reward. So we're going to go ahead and place the $5 bet for the possibility of winning $125. So we're going to go ahead and place that entry. Other than that, that's going to be it for today's video. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy the games tonight, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Let's get this money.